from the break. Something happened in Virginia this year that is very disheartening. The Democrats have taken over both houses of the legislature in Virginia, and of course, Captain Blackface himself, or Klan Robe, Ralph Northam, the governor of that state, is a Democrat. So we have a Democrat-controlled legislature, and we have a Democrat in the governor's mansion in Virginia, which means get ready to protect your guns. They're probably going to come for your guns. That'll be something incredible that's going to be happening, and a headache for gun owners in Virginia. We have the founder of Virginia Open Carry and DC Carry with us after the break, Ed Levine. Will be a very, very good conversation about what Virginians are doing to fight back, to take to strike first before they know that their gun rights are going to be taken away. You're listening to the David Webb Show here on SiriusXM Channel 125. If you want to get in on the conversation, the number is 1-866-957-2874. My name is Tim Young. We'll be back in a minute.
Free Market Radio, the David Webb Show.
Something big is going on in Virginia right now. It's as if conservatives got their heads screwed on straight and knew that they needed to make a preemptive strike on protecting their Second Amendment rights, because they know now that Ralph Northam, who is a gun-grabbing, Klan hood or blackface wearing, because it was definitely him in that picture, you can't convince me otherwise, Democrat who is pro-infanticide, is going to come for their guns. Now that he has control of both houses of the legislature in Virginia, he's coming for your guns. I don't usually like scare tactic-y type things. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. It is clear what their plan is. They do not like the NRA. The NRA is also based in Virginia. I can only imagine what their treatment of them is going to be. So coming in right now to speak with us about this is Ed Levine. He is a former Marine, founder of the Virginia Open Carry, founder of DC Carry, executive member of the VCDL, Gun Owners of America member, life member, and instructor at the NRA, Second Amendment Foundation member, basically anything pro-Second Amendment. Ed Levine is in that. Ed, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks, Tim. Merry Christmas.
So, Merry Christmas to you, too. Listen, you guys are doing something smart in Virginia. You're protecting Second Amendment rights with a preemptive strike, and I want you to tell our listeners about it.
Okay, so what we've done, the VCDL, the Virginia Citizens Defense League, and for anybody that doesn't know about what we are, you can read about it at vcdl.org instead of have me explain the whole organization. But basically, we file and fight for gun rights in Virginia. You know, our moniker is defending your right to defend yourself. So, as you said, with the House and Senate both going Democratic, and having a Democratic governor, and having a Democratic attorney general, they decided that this is the year to do whatever they can to stop the bad guns. So they have put in bill after bill after bill to make training that will be illegal. They're basically trying to turn 5 million Virginia gun owners overnight into felons, magazine capacities, etc. So there are counties, with the 95 counties in the state, plus there's some cities and towns and municipalities and whatnot. They have pretty much on their own started, and then we have helped them organize to go to their Board of Supervisors meetings and basically say, look, if the state passes these gun laws, we are not going to abide by them because they violate the U.S. Constitution. So they're creating these sanctuary counties or sanctuary cities, and just the other day we got number 114, and we have a map that's also on our webpage that shows we basically made it green and black so you can look at the difference. And pretty much the whole state's green, which is basically trying to explain to lawmakers what you're trying to do is not what the people want.
Yeah, no, I think this is brilliant. I always talk about how, we didn't make the rules, or I didn't make the rules, but I'm going to play by your rules now since you made ridiculous rules, Democrats. And This is a play off of course, sanctuary cities with immigration. And what happens here, and it's a great setup, because if they go to argue that you can't protect your Second Amendment rights with a sanctuary city-county, and for some reason Virginia rules against it, then any sanctuary city or county they have for illegal immigrants would also be affected by that decision and be shut down.
Oh, you're thinking like a smart man. You're not thinking like how they think. They don't do that. They make rules and do things. You know, the laws that they propose would make even cops felons. So what they do is, like, even there's a sheriff who's actually going to be one of the speakers at our lobby day, which is at the General Assembly on January 20th, starting at 8 a.m. And one of the speakers there is Sheriff Scott Jenkins of Culpeper County, and he says, "Look, I need part of my right." Part of my duty in protecting my citizens is defending them from, tyranny and everything else. So he said, if this all passes, I will swear in citizens of my county as deputy sheriffs so that these laws don't apply to them.
Well, that's amazing. That's absolutely amazing. I think it's very interesting because the divide in Virginia is very unique and is very much so the way our country is divided. So you have the way that Virginia is split, for those who may not know, is like Northern Virginia is kind of your in the bubble DC type people, your super progressive liberals. And then right outside of that, it basically turns into what I would consider almost like flyover country, and like conservative, very conservative. You've got farms, you've got, hardworking people that aren't in these, higher end lobbying, progressive, talk for a living jobs like I have.
And I think part of what that is the people that are out west in the dark green counties, they don't have to depend on the government to live. They don't have to worry about bus transportation and food stamps and everything else. They know that if they don't make it and they don't chop the wood, they're not going to be warm. They don't call and need their street plowed. They are in the western side, so they kind of have to know, I got to defend myself, I got to hunt for my food, I got to chop my wood, and they don't depend. They like small government.
Yes, I mean that's classic conservatism: is smaller government, take less of my money, stay out of my life. And I think what's happening here is brilliant. It's got to be scary, though. Now, you're a resident of Virginia, correct?
Yes, sir.
It's got to be scary when you see the stuff that Ralph Northam has said there. This guy, when he proposed infanticide.
Oh my God.
I mean, it's nuts, and he is a pediatrician.
Right, and on the other side of his mouth, he'll be like, we need to take these guns and do this because if it saves just one life, it's worth it.
It's unbelievable, and he actually, it came out through some research from Judicial Watch that he actually gets his talking points directly from Planned Parenthood, and there was a potential that one of the lieutenant governor's staffers, it's a potential that she was both employed by Planned Parenthood and the lieutenant governor's at the same time, because she was emailing while she was working for the lieutenant governor from a Planned Parenthood email address. So, here's a guy who takes talking points from your extreme left, and he is going to now, he's got a green light, and the legislature has a green light there to do whatever they want, and it's remarkable, and it shows how smart conservatives are, and how smart regular citizens are when they get together and go, hey, we're not going to stand for this, we're going to stand up, and we're going to put forward these sanctuary counties and cities to protect our Second Amendment rights.
Well, the other thing they're finding out, Tim, is, VCDL is a nonpartisan group, and there are many, many Democrats that own guns. And everybody, Democrats, Republicans, Independents, everybody, we're all asleep. Not just so much for the election, but they're just sitting here, they're going to work and they're doing their stuff. Then they see on the news, our friend tells them, hey, your Glock 19 that you have, that's going to be illegal. And they're like, what are you talking about? And then they start researching. So they're getting some pushback from Democrats, from Republicans, from Independents, from anybody that owns a gun, because everybody thinks, oh, I have a gun because it's for self-defense. Well, people have to realize that self-defense is the frosting on the Second Amendment. The Second Amendment isn't so you can take care of somebody who comes in, breaks in your house, and tries to hurt your family. The Second Amendment is to stop a government from becoming tyrannical, because they're supposed to work for us, and they certainly aren't working for the people of Virginia right now.
No, it's unbelievable, and that's actually, you make a good point, and I was a little bit wrong when I was when I say it's conservatives, because I remember living, when I lived in Texas, I lived in Austin, Texas, which is the bluest dot in all of Texas. And everyone owned guns there. Everyone. No matter how liberal or progressive or whatever they were. Everyone owned guns, and you're not taking anybody's guns from Texas.
Because when bad guys come and attack you and kill you, they don't care what your political affiliation is.
Yep, exactly. And I think a lot of people might have, and this is an important warning to people out there when you're voting, to make sure that you just don't vote party lines, including Democrats and Republicans, that you take a look at what these people who you are voting for stand for and what their individual issues are. Because you might vote for a Republican who is against gun rights. You might vote for a Democrat who's, against gun rights. You just don't know.
And the other thing that's so important about this movement is the entire nation is watching us, because it's like a domino effect. If Virginia falls, there's some Virginians like, I'm going to move to Texas, I'm going to move to Tennessee. This is coming their way if it falls in Virginia. So because of that, we have supporters like, if you're a gun owner, I'm sure you've heard of Palmetto State Armory. They make gun parts and rifles and whatever else. They came to us and they said, you know what we're going to do? We're going to create a stripped lower. If you're not a gun person, that's like the part with the serial number, so you can build out your own sporting firearm. They're going to make a stripped lower called the Virginia 15, and every one that they sell, they're going to give $10 to the VCDL for this fight. And they've only been making them for like a week now, and they've sold over 4,000 of them. So a check to VCDL from them is coming for $40,000, because our lobby day and the court system and everything that we're going to have to fight for is going to be a very expensive ordeal. But we feel we're in the right.
No, I think you are as well. I mean, I am a life member of the NRA. I've done commercials for them, and I stand with you on this stuff. It's scary to see how quickly a government, when Democrats got control of the government in Virginia, how quickly they're moving to just grab guns.
Yeah, it's crazy. I know you said NRA, so Cam Edwards, who used to be on the news for the NRA, he also will be one of our speakers at our rally on the January 20th.
He's a good guy. I like that guy a lot.
Yeah, me too.
Ed, where can we learn more about the organization, and where should people be paying attention?
They can go to VCDL.org for the Virginia Citizens Defense League. You can join up. Membership is only $25. Even if you don't join, we have an email list called the VA Alert. And the most important thing you can do if you don't join is sign up for the VA Alert, because what's going to happen when we begin the legislative session, we are going to report on bills and the committees and everything that's going on day to day, and we're going to send out action items that are like, hey, the Democrats or whoever proposed these bills just did this. We need you to contact your senator and your delegate right now and say this. And that's what's going to get it done.
Awesome. All right. Well, everybody should go check that out. And before you go, because it's Christmas Eve, we're doing this all day long. Give me a name for the naughty list and a name for the nice list, sir.
Oh, God. Well, the naughty list would have to be a friend, Joanna, and my daughter, Brooke, would have to be the nice list.
I don't even know. I don't know who Joanna is, but okay, we'll call out individuals. I was going politics, but we'll.
Oh, no. I'm not going to talk politics. I'm talking about friends. They know who they are, and they know what they've done.
Oh my gosh. Well, I hope they're listening now. Ed Levine, thanks for joining us today, and everyone go check out